Alright, this video is to go over the Chapter 7 study guide. I'll be looking at different problems. Depending on how long the video is, I might have to make two. So this would be the start of the first one. And I'm going to go in order of problems. Number 1 is using the fundamental counting principle, choosing a tuna, turkey, ham, or cheese sandwich on white or wheat bread with a side of potato chips, pasta salad, corn chips, or baked potato. Well, using the fundamental counting principle, we're multiplying. We're looking at our first choices. First, I have tuna, turkey, ham, or cheese. So I have 4. And fundamental counting principle tells me I multiply them. Next, I can choose wheat or white bread. So there's 2. And then lastly, it tells me I can choose potato chips, pasta salad, corn chips, or baked potato, which is 4. I can solve this. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. So that's why B is the correct answer. Number 2, it gives you information in a table. And it says, in a circle graph, how many degrees would be in a section for the hamburgers? This is where you use a proportion. So one fraction equals another one. We're dealing with hamburgers, and hamburgers is 29%, so that's our numerator. And it goes over 100 because it's a percentage. And then we have 360 as our other denominator because there's a total of 360 degrees in a circle. And we're going to solve for x. So we do 29 times 360 divided by 100, which gives us B, 104.4. Number 3 is kind of one of those which one makes sense question. Public transit, this section here, that is like riding a bus. Driving alone is exactly that, driving alone. Then we have other, which could be anything to probably walking, a bike, anything other. And then we have carpool. And remember that carpool is where more than one person rides in a vehicle together. And it's asking us that we want to eliminate traffic and the overcrowded parking lots. We need less cars. So we need to figure out which one makes the most sense. Well, having people that carpool use public transit, it's not a big difference. Like, you're not going to be eliminating a lot of vehicles that way. Those who carpool to drive alone, where you're having people, like 4 people in a car, now all singles, you just made more cars. Those who drive alone to carpool, well, 4 people who drive separately together, carpooling is only 1 car compared to 4. And public transit to carpool, well, now you've added more cars again. So C is the right answer. Number 4, we have a stem and leaf plot, and it shows the ages of participants on a tour for senior citizens. It says how many participants were between the ages of 60 and 70. Well, these stems are your tens place value, so like 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. So if it's in between 60 and 70, it would be all of the ones in the 60, the 6th stem. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, therefore A is your answer. Number 5, a car contains 5 black, 4 white, 3 brown, and 1 yellow marble. A marble is chosen at random from the jar. After replacing it, a second marble is chosen. What is the probability of choosing a brown and yellow marble? Well, it says and when it says probability of and, it means that we are going to be multiplying these. So the probability, first getting a brown marble, well, there's 3 brown out of a total of 13. Times, next we want a yellow marble. Well, there are 1 yellow, and we replaced that other marble. We put it back, so it's out of 13. 1 times 3 is 3. and 3 times 3 is 169. Therefore, B is the answer. Number 6, what is the probability of tossing 4 coins and getting heads on all 4? I am flipping 4 coins. The probability on my first coin to get heads would be a half. Second coin would be a half. Third coin would be a half. And fourth coin would be a half. So we're going to multiply all these. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8. Times 2 is 16. Therefore, 8 is the correct answer. Number 7, the stem and leaf plot shows the number of years that some of a company's employees have been with the company. This is how many employees have been with the company for more than 20 years. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's why 5 is the answer, and the computer made a mistake and didn't give you the right answer. Number 8 is the probability of a yellow ribbon than a blue ribbon. Well, I don't have it in front of me, but you can look at your study guide and see that it says and we're going to be multiplying. And there were, 7 yellow ribbons out of a total of 25. Now it says we're taking that ribbon and we're not replacing it. It's gone. Well, there's now 6 ribbons out of only 24. But I can simplify 6 over 24. Both of them can be divided by 6. So I actually have 7 over 25 times 1/4. And when I multiply, I get 7 over 100, which is B. Number 9. Find the total number of possible outcomes when selecting 4 different drinks and 6 different sandwiches. This is a fundamental counting principle, so we're going to multiply 4 times 6, which is A, 24. Number 10. Annie has 2 number cubes, each with faces numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What is the probability that she can roll the cubes so that the number on the first cube is greater than 4 and the second cube is less than 4? Well, we had 2 number cubes, and the first one we want greater than 4. There are 2 numbers that are greater than 4 in a number cube, so it's 2 out of 6, which simplifies to 1/3. And on our second number cube, we want less than 3. Well, there's 2 numbers less than 3 out of 6, which is 1/3. 1/3 times 1/3 equals 1/9, which is C. 11. To determine the most popular rod and reel, a hunting and fishing magazine included a questionnaire in the last issue and requested subscribers to respond. Well, right here it says requested subscribers to respond. That's voluntary. Number 12. To determine what students think about new student council proposals, 3 students from each homeroom are picked at random. Oh, and it left out D for us. Well, first of all, we're going to homerooms, so the groups, and then we're randomly selecting from those groups. So that would be an A, stratified. Alright, number 13. What % of those carpool to work each day round to the nearest whole? Well, we're going to use a proportion. There are 70 that carpool, and we have to add all those up. 70 plus 164 plus 103 plus 131, which is 468. We're trying to find a percent, so whole percent is 100, and we're searching for X. And solve this, you get 15%. Number 14, what is the least popular method of commuting to work among those carpooled, while a small section, pulled is carpooled? Number 15, what is the probability of fish being a student's favorite cafeteria food? Well, there are 4 that like fish out of a total of 40. Both can be divided by 4, which gives me 1/10. Number 16, Matthews has 8 dimes and it's supposed to be quarters in a box. Find the probability of drawing a dime. Well, I have 8 dimes, and if I have dimes and quarters, I have altogether 18. Both of these can be divided by 2, which gives me 4/9, which is the answer. Number 17, a coin is tossed 18 times and it lands on heads 12 times. How does the experimental probability compare to the theoretical probability? Well, the experimental is how many times it actually occurred. Well, it actually occurred 12 out of 18, which both of these can be divided by 6, which gives me 2/3. The theoretical probability is the probability of getting a heads when I flip a coin. Well, if I have a coin, it's got a heads, and it also has a tails. So if heads would be 1/2. Well, I can change both of these. My least common denominator is going to be 6. So I can multiply this by 3, and I can multiply this by 2. So I would have 4/6, and I have 3/6. This is greater. So therefore, the experimental probability, which is 2/3, is greater than the theoretical probability, which is 1/2. Number 18 says, how many students spend their 30 minutes or more on homework nightly? 30 minutes or more would be this one, which is 12. This one, which is 6. Here, 2 and 1. Add these together. 12 plus 6 is 18. Plus 2 is 20. Plus 1 is 21. Number 19 says, how many students spend less than 1 hour working on nightly homework? It was actually supposed to say an hour or less, which would be this category. Wrong pen. This one here, which is 6. This one, that's 12. Here we have 4 and 5. 12 plus 6 is 18. Plus 4 is 22. Plus 5 is 27. Number 20, we are making a tree diagram. The first event is rolling a number cube. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 when you roll a number cube. And then we have A, B, or C cards. So we have 3 branches, A, B, C. A, B, C. A, B, C. And keep going with all of these.